and gentlemen, I am Sherman D. Manning. I am Sherman D. Manning. Once again, call me, text me, email me, shermandmanning@gmail.com. Let me know that you heard this broadcast or this podcast, rather, coming back for another quick injection of the things that we like to talk about tonight: criminal justice, crime and punishment. I say in my book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, that the rich get richer and the poor get prison. The rich get richer and the poor get prison. I speak from experience. This is not something someone told me. This is not something I read in a book. I wrote books about it. I lived it. I experienced it. I saw it. I know it to be true. The rich get richer, the poor get prison. I spent a great amount of time in prison. Not proud of it. Some guys are, and that's a whole different discussion, but there are some guys who run around, many, believe it or not, and brag about how long they did in prison. And they make it sound like it's a badge of honor. I think it's a badge of shame. I hate the fact that I was there, and I hate that I was there a long time. But I can tell you, I truly, after spending more than a decade incarcerated, I can count the rich people that I saw in prison on one hand and have fingers remaining. The rich rarely ever go to prison, period. Rarely ever go to prison. And it's not that they're not committing crimes. It's not that they don't do anything wrong. The rich get richer. The poor get prison. Think about this Brock Turner guy, a guy who just raped a female college student and basically got 2 days in jail for it. I've known guys to go away for 20 years for the same crime. But these were poor people, very often black, very often Latino, and in the instances that they were Caucasian, they all had one thing in common. They were poor. They were poor. So anybody who tells you that America's judicial system is not racist, they're sadly mistaken. And if they tell you that it's not classist, they're also sadly mistaken. It is a racist system. It is a classist system. It is a bigoted system. And the rich get richer, the poor get prison. Read my book. This is not just a shameless plug. It's actually, well, excuse me, I'm sorry, a well-researched book. The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice is a well-researched book. I'm not going to say that it's well-written because I wrote it, and that would be too much like bragging. And even though you all have heard Donald, the guy who wants to be president, get on TV and brag every day about what he's done or what have you, I was not raised that way. My mother, Dolly Mae Manning, always told us, don't toot your own horn. Let someone else brag on you. Try to be so good at what you do that others will sing your praises. If you got to sing them yourself, then there must be something wrong with your singing. So I'm not going to run around here and tell you how great something I wrote is. I will tell you that it is well researched. It is thoroughly researched. And I put a tremendous amount of time into researching that book. And don't let the title fool you. The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice is about a lot more than O.J. Simpson. About a lot more. To be honest, the title is deception. The title is deceptive. It should have been titled Race, Class, Money, and Justice. Very little of O.J. is there. Nevertheless, you should get that and read that book. It is a very, very important book. College students are studying it. Professors are using it as a teaching aid. You know, it is really catching on fire. And I'm so grateful and gracious for the fact that they would decide to use something in an institution of higher learning that God has used me to write. I am pleased by that. I am humbled by that. And I want you to read it. Someone told me the other day that someone was criticizing me and saying that I was not this and I was not that, and I was this and I was that. And I gave them a metaphor. And since I've got to go tonight, I just wanted to stop by again and, chat a few minutes. I gave them a metaphor. I told them that, and I will use the metaphor tonight, The next time someone criticizes you, perhaps you can remember it and say that you heard it from Sherman D. Manning. Have you ever heard, I told her, of a giraffe? I said that giraffes and turtles can actually occupy the same space. They can coexist peacefully in the same territory. Remember this. Please listen. Giraffes and turtles can occupy the same space, and they can coexist peacefully in the same territories. But if the giraffe starts taking advice from the turtle, then there's going to be a problem. If the giraffe starts taking advice from the turtle, then there's going to be a problem. The giraffe sees things from a different dimension. Giraffes can see where turtles can't see. And so giraffes and turtles can literally be in the same spot, in the same territory. And they can have an argument because the turtle can say the giraffe is lying to you. I didn't see that. And guess what? The turtle will not be lying because he cannot see what the giraffe can see. And the turtle's perspective, his paradigm is different because of his geographical location and how he is positioned with his nose and his face and his eyes pointing downward. And so he could even pass a polygraph test saying that giraffe was lying to you. I didn't see a helicopter on the top of a building. I didn't see that. And so I was explaining to the young lady that God has made me a giraffe, a spiritual giraffe. And I would tend to argue that most of you who are listening are giraffes. And so my suggestion to you is don't let the turtles keep you down. And remember that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used to say that a man cannot ride your back unless it is bent. And he also said that if I put my foot on your neck and try to hold you down, that means I've got to get down with you. See, I can't keep you down unless I'm down with you. If I'm trying to climb up higher and move up higher and do great things for God and do great things for my country and do great things for my family, then I've got to be higher. I got to be on a higher level. And the only way I can keep you down on a lower level is if I stay down with you. So don't try to bring me down to the level of the turtle. Not when God has given me permission by his grace to be a giraffe. I just wanted to hit you with that and share that with you. Maybe perhaps you can use that some kind of way along the way in your journey as you matriculate at Harvard or Yale or Howard or Morehouse or wherever, because there aren't but 4 houses. And that is my house, your house, the White House, and Morehouse. You understand? And Morehouse is located in Atlanta, Georgia, which is my hometown. And as most of you may recall, I'm Atlanta born, I'm Atlanta bred. When I die, I will be Atlanta dead. Atlanta is my hometown, and I miss my hometown. I really do. I really do. Again, I'm going to suggest, I'm going to advise, I'm going to recommend that you get my book, The Truth About O.J. Simpson, Race, Class, Money, and Justice. It is available at local bookstores. It is available on Amazon.com. And in fact, I was just contacted yesterday by a Christian bookstore, an independent Christian bookstore here in Los Angeles that plans to start carrying my books in the very, very near future. And so we're glad about that. That a local independent bookstore in Los Angeles is planning to start carrying my books very soon. Even though I never really build my books as a Christian book or as Christian books. I am a Christian, and I talk about God in all of my books, so I guess I can pretty much see why it can definitely be sold in a Christian bookstore. Get The Truth About O.J. Simpson. Get Creating Monsters. Visit me online. Just go to ShermanDManning.com or try napsusa.org. That is N as in needle, A as in apple, P as in Paul, S as in Sherman, USA.org. Go to napsusa.org. N as in needle, A as in apple, P as in Paul, S as in Sherman, USA.org. Check out that website and you'll see what we are doing or trying to do. God bless you. Get the truth about O.J. Simpson, race, class, money, and justice. I'll see you tomorrow for a very long podcast. And remember, you can't let Donald win. Get out and elect and vote in November. If you don't vote, you don't count. Vote as you please, but please vote. Send me an email. Tell me that you heard the show. ShermanDManning@gmail.com. Get creating monsters. Get the truth about O.J. Simpson, race, class, money, and justice. Stay up. Keep the faith. Keep hope alive. Sherman D. Manning signing off.